Good morning, writers. Today is an exciting day because we get to start a new unit. This unit is going to be on literary essays. You now should be very familiar with how to write an essay because you guys did such a fabulous job working on your personal and persuasive essays before break. The types of essays you'll be working on now are a more specific type called literary essays. You did get a chance to do some of this work in 3rd grade last year, but we'll be taking it one step further this year. So just to review, a literary essay is an essay that is about literature or about a piece of reading that you will have done. So before we really get started with the writing portion of this unit, we need to do some reading and some understanding of stories so that we will have a good base for what to write about. So let's go ahead and start filling out our new writing learning journey. So today's date is 1/4. And today as a writer, I am working on getting to know different stories. So you're going to get to know these different stories so that eventually you'll be able to choose one that you're going to do some writing about, and you'll write that essay on one of these stories. When writers write a literary essay, they're writing about a book or a short story or a text that they feel really comfortable about and they have really great comprehension on. They're going to then write about a theme or big idea that was presented in that book and support their ideas with specific details from the book. That should sound really familiar to you because it's a lot of the same work that we do in Reader's Workshop every day. Here are some things we're really going to focus on as we are preparing and reading for our literary essay unit. The first thing that we are going to do is we're going to make sure we're reading closely and making sure that we truly understand the text that we're reading and that we're able to look beyond what's right there and think of some big ideas or themes that are occurring in our stories. And that leads to the next thing. We're going to look for the author's message, big ideas or lessons, and also character traits and motivations. So really, what are some big ideas or lessons that can be learned from the story? And what are some ways we can describe the main character in the story and maybe why they acted the way they did? And finally, we're going to work really hard to gather evidence. And this is super important because when we write a literary essay, we need to be able to support our ideas with that evidence from the text. And again, this is something that you should already be really familiar with because it's something that we do on our sticky notes or in our reader's notebook during Reader's Workshop every day. Alright, so today you will read or listen to stories. You're going to be doing this with your writing partner. So you and your partner will have to decide, would you like to read the stories? If so, you can just choose the stories out of the folders, read them and put them back in the folder when you're done with them, or listen to stories. In order to do this, you're going to need a Chromebook, and you're going to have to go to Google Classroom. Once you're there, you will find the section that says Literary Essay Short Stories, and there's 2 different sites, the one from Miss Moulis and the one that I created, both with literary essay stories. And you'll choose the stories that you're going to listen to and listen to them right on there. It will either be Mrs. Moulis or myself who are reading those aloud. And actually there are a couple that are just from YouTube as well, from other readers. And as you are going through the stories, or after you finish those stories, the other thing that you're going to do is jot notes to help you remember what you've read. And each of you should have already received a sheet to help you do this. On the sheet, you can write the story title, jot down a quick summary of what happened in the story that you read, jot down any big ideas or lessons that you noticed in the story, and then any character traits that really stood out to you. And I would like each of you to do your own sheet like this. However, you and your partner can work together to talk about what you can write down. That way you will both have those in your folders when you're doing your work later on. So again, today you're going to choose to either read or listen to stories with your writing partner and jot notes to help you remember what you've read. Understanding these stories is going to be really important to helping you be a successful literary essay writer, so make sure that you're really focused today in doing this task. Make it a great writing day.